Now you guys understand. And if you guys, every time he comes on, you're going to ask him, why does he have a United shirt? Just rewatch this part.
Yes.
But yeah, I was going to get on to Mikel Arteta. Guys, if you don't know, Mikel Arteta is set to be offered a new contract by Arsenal Football Club. Yes, Mikel Arteta is set to be offered a new contract by Arsenal Football Club. And for people who don't like Mikel Arteta and want him sacked, you are probably going to be upset. For people who back him, you're probably going to be very happy. But at this point in time, I really think this is just common sense. If the club has a situation where they have a manager they trust, they're going into a summer where they need to do a lot of business and they need players to sign and understand that there's a long-term plan for them players, you're not going to be able to attract players if you don't have a manager and you don't have a plan. The difference between Tottenham, Arsenal, and Manchester United right now is that Arsenal have had Mikel Arteta for a little while now, and they trust him, and they're going to be backing him more and more as we go along. Where Tottenham, they don't know what the plan is with Antonio Conte. He could be gone in 2 years' time. Ralph Rangnick is an interim, and Manchester United currently don't have a manager. So if Arsenal were to get rid of Arteta right now, restarting all over again, is it smart? Is it make sense, or does it make sense to give him the contract? Saeed, I'll give it to you first because you went last the last two times. What do you think about this whole contract situation with Mikel Arteta? And this is reported by The Sun, by the way. But The Sun, when it comes to English news, they tend to be somewhat more reliable than it is across the globe. So what are you saying, Saeed?
Right. Last time I said that guy with Edo and the club itself with the owner, they have some kind of a project going, and they keep telling us trust the process. So let's just have a look on why Arsenal actually giving him a new contract. The guy's been there for 3 years. He completely revamped the squad. We used to have players with very big wages, and they gunned. Yes, they used to be legends, and I love them to bits and everything, but they're gone now. Okay. We are in a much better position financially. We're in a much better position. I mean, about 11 points better than last year on the same week, and with games in hand. We have developed and built one of the best, young teams in the Premier League. I think he has some work to continue to do. There are some unfinished business for him in the club. So giving him another contract makes sense to me from the point where I look at maybe strategy, looking at maybe 2-3 years down the line. I mean, if this year you get the Champions League, then you will be able to attract better players. If you get into a good position, maybe next year with the recruitment in the summer, then you will be able to attract even better players. And who knows, maybe in 2-3 years, we will be competing again on the top flight for the Premier League, for the big prize, and at the same time in the Champions League. So the trajectory, that when you look at the process and how it's going and how the curve is going up, that makes sense to me. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying it makes sense just to me because I think about all those points that I just mentioned.
Colleen, Mikel Arteta getting a new contract, good thing, bad thing, or just common sense?
I'm not against him getting a new contract. Okay. However, I just think we're entering now with modern Arsenal, so 21st century Arsenal under the Kroenkes and the modern ownership. We're entering an unknown a little bit with them because we've never really been in this kind of cycle where we're reviewing managers and when we're thinking, okay, should we move them on? Should we bring someone in? Is this project not working? I mean, we had, obviously, as everyone knows, we've had Arsene for a very long period of time. Then we had Unai Emery, and they did try and stick with him for probably a little bit longer than they should have. So, and it's not like they didn't invest with him. Now, they have given Arteta a lot of luxuries here. Like, they have let him completely revamp the squad. So I'm not against him getting a contract, but I'm just interested in seeing where their line will be. So, I'm just making a predict, like just say, for example, playing devil's advocate, say he didn't get Champions League this year, say he finished 5th, and then say, so we're better off because we finished 8th twice in a row under him. Then say next season, we don't quite get 4th again, we finish 5th. Is the project still going up? Are we still trusting this building process? Now, I do believe he's a very good coach. I mean, we've seen he's already done wonders with what we have, but I'm curious to see whether he can make the next step up from that. So I think there's rumors that he's attracting interest from Man City from once Pep leaves, and it's kind of hearsay. So it's also protective for us to see if we can actually get him to keep him there. But I'm just curious to see where our line will be with him, because at the end of the day, we're all loving what he's doing, but there does need to be a means to an end. And I'm not saying rushing the process or anything like that, because we're not going to be title contenders next season or anything like that. But I'm not against him getting the contract. I'm just a bit nervous and curious to see where the Kroenke's line is with him. Like, what do they deem a success and what do they deem as failure in terms of giving him a contract or not? Because he could finish 8th this season. I'm telling you now, he will still be the coach next season. They've invested so much in him. So I'm just curious to see where that goes.
Okay. And then Femi, just unmute yourself. Give us your take on the whole Arteta thing. And just quickly, because we're short on time, and in like 15 minutes, we're going to have a Wolves fan jumping on. So we're going to talk.
Oh, yeah. I can be quick. It should be a priority. Sign him. Like, how many times have we seen managers withdraw, like hold out their entire contracts? Worst case scenario, if it fails, fire him. It's not that serious. Sign him. If you believe in this, which you guys have proven to us time and time again, regardless of what's happening, you believe in him, then continue believing in him. And don't switch course all of a sudden. It's like, oh, let's wait. No, you said you believe in him, regardless of what's been happening, and you believe in the process and what he's doing. If you said you believe him, then do it. Like, in terms of where we're going, there's enough good signs.
Let me just push back quickly. What about people who say wait until he achieves top 4 before?
Nothing changes. Like, you can wait, but what's the difference? At the end of the day, even like worst case scenario, hypothetically speaking, we get 5th. Are we going to fire him? Do you want us to fire him then? If that's the case, then that decision should be made now. Like, all right, cool, we're not going to sign you. But if, again, they believe in the process and not just looking at, I would say, standings, and they're looking at, okay, where were we before? What was our situation? And what is the likelihood of what we're doing based off of what he said? I guess to sum it up is just kind of like, how much weight do you put in that first half Manchester City performance? Do you believe that's something that can be sustained over a long course of the season? Or do you think that was just a lucky spurt? Because that let me know the peak Arteta can do at least is that. And if he can replicate that for the course of a season and add to the consistency that we've shown this season, what are we arguing about? Like, even as much as us getting someone like Saliba, if let's say Saliba was not contracted to Arsenal, that's a $70 million pound center back that is now entering a solid defense. Things like this don't magically happen. You have to look at things 2-3 years in advance. It's like, okay, this is how we're going to do it. There's going to be bumps. It's going to suck sometimes. But if you are someone that's going to believe in the process, because not everyone has to, but if you're going to, this is what it's going to look like. And people like me, it's like, all right, cool, show me. And if he can't get us over, because for me, my expectations, I want to see a Premier League title. I want to see a Champions League. Like, that's my. And to get there, that doesn't, I've watched with Manchester United, you don't get that by just getting 2nd and 3rd without a plan. It doesn't work. You need a plan. If this is the plan, then prove that it's the plan. That's all.
Let me just stop you there. Guys, we're going to now jump into, this is going to be a quick fire round. We haven't done this before. The way we do this, we used to do this all through the summer, but because I haven't done a video since the game on Saturday, there's so much stuff that we need to talk about today. So we're going to talk about.
I think Corey hates me. I don't know what I've done.
The comment section is always like that. First things first, we're going to be talking about Fabian Ruiz. We're going to be talking about Paul Pogba. We're going to be talking about Joao Felix. We're going to be talking about all these guys. So the way I'm going to do it is, everyone in the comment section is going to be putting up a thumbs up or a thumbs down,